Just waiting for it to connect now. It might as well be. Alright. What is going on, everybody? My name is The Rose, and I apologize for us being late to less than serious, but as you can see here, we got 4 topics tonight. I was accounting for starting the show on time, and we're almost 2 hours late. So I don't think the other 2 on the call have seen Fast X yet, or Fast 10, the latest movie in Fast and Furious series, but I'm going to talk a little bit about this movie regardless, because I did see it yesterday. We're going to talk about the Activision Blizzard saga ongoing, which has been going on since last year. And the reason I chose to do this tonight is because we started covering this on the original Less Than Serious when Drew was here. We're going to talk about the Mortal Kombat 1 announcement trailer. We're going to actually do a reaction to it. We're going to watch the entire trailer and do a reaction to it, the 3 of us. And we're going to talk about a $700 hamburger. Alright, so now that I introduced you guys to the topics tonight, let me welcome in my co-host as always. Casey is Raw. What are you doing, bud?
Oh, nothing much.
I saw you streaming God of War earlier tonight.
Yeah, and you were bitching because I was playing it. You're like, hey, we got shows to do.
I'm like, God damn it, Casey. Yeah, because I was messaging you on Skype and you weren't answering me. I'm like, God damn it, Casey. LTS is in an hour. And then I ended up having to go to the store right after I sent you that message. I'm like, fuck.
But it was no big deal. I mean, I've been wanting to play that game, and I figured people would like watching it. So,
dude, my brother bought me that game. I got it like a week before Christmas, and I still haven't touched it.
It's a good game. It kind of reminds me of the previous one.
So I gotta play that for sure myself.
Yeah. Well, I want to ask you guys: do you guys picked up the new Zelda game?
And the other person joining us tonight would be MK Kratos. What's going on, Kratos?
Don't have a Switch, Casey, so there's your answer.
Okay.
I don't play Zelda, Casey, and you know that.
What?
In fact, I haven't even watched Drew play it yet, and I wanted to watch him play it.
Well, Drew just finished it today.
I figured he would finish it. I figured he'd finish it in the week, yeah.
He beat Ganondorf at the very end. He spent 4 hours.
After Breath of the Wild, that Calamity Ganon would be Ganondorf, but nope.
Well, you figure it would be the opposite way around.
Mm-hmm.
But he spent like 4 hours taking on different versions of Ganondorf. So, I mean, I'm way behind him. He, like you said, he's been playing this for a week, and I only played a little off and on for the last few days.
Well, he took an entire week off of work to play it, so I'm not surprised that he finished it in a week.
At points, I was gonna say, I did tell him, I was like, dude, you need to step away and cool down. He was freaking out. I was like, it's not worth it. I mean, you'll do better if you take a break and collect yourself and think about it.
Sometimes the rage moments are good for views, though.
Oh yeah, but I eventually did it, and I kind of spoiled it myself, but it's okay. I mean, I'm still enjoying playing Tears of the Kingdom.
So,
but if you play on portable mode, if you have the normal Switch, the original ones, you can only, maybe I have the brightness all the way up, or the light, but you can play about 2 hours before your Switch is dead.
Yeah, well, that game is probably like causing the Switch to run as hard as possible.
Yeah. It's a good game. You need to try it out.
So we got
But-
2 gaming topics tonight, 2 non-gaming topics tonight. Where do you guys want to start? Do you want to start with the Activision thing, or do you want me just to talk about the Fast 10 movie first?
Kind
You
of.
can talk about Fast 10. I mean, personally, I tapped the last Fast and Furious movies I saw was Fast 5 and Hobbs and Shaw. That was where I tapped out.
I think I watched. Was it Fast and Furious? I think was that number 5.
No, Fast and Furious was number 4.
Fast 5 was the Rock to the
Okay.
series.
All right, then I stopped at 4. Then I mean, I enjoyed 1 and 2. Can't really remember too much about 3.
Tokyo.
Yeah, Tokyo Drift. I kind of remember. I know I watched it, and then 4, but I really don't even remember 4. Not like Kratos said.
I've seen all of them except for 2 and 4.
Why like that?
I mean,
don't know actually.
We'll talk Mortal Kombat tonight as well. Just a little spoiler for Too Fast, Too Furious. The guy that played Raiden in Mortal Kombat Annihilation was in Too Fast, Too Furious.
Huh?
I actually
He
got
played-
his autograph. I actually have his autograph as Raiden from that movie. I got it last year in August.
Talk about like a convention. AJ Raiders just went to one in Detroit today, or it was yesterday. He had several pictures like of Knight Rider and the Back to the Future car and a couple other things.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's get you guys up
But-
on the screen.
I'm kind of interested about the $700 burger, but we can go with Fast 10.
Well, I figured because it's 2 gaming topics, 2 non-gaming topics, I figured I'll do one gaming topic or start with a non-gaming topic and then do the gaming topic, and then do the other non-gaming topic and then finish with the gaming topic.
Well, you're the host.
I figured we balance it out that way.
You lead this ship.
Yeah, I certainly do. I was just asking you guys' opinion because you're on the excuse me, you're on the show's co-host tonight, so I'm not surprised that the handful of viewers we got are quiet. They probably fell asleep waiting for the show to start.
Ah,
So,
But-
so Fast 10 was a pretty decent movie in my opinion. I asked the question, do you think it's overhyped? And the reason I say that is because now, before I really talk about this movie, spoilers. I did say that on Twitch or on Twitter. I did say spoilers. So we are going to have spoilers for this movie. I'm not going to talk a whole lot about the movie, but what I am going to talk about will include spoilers.
I don't want you to tell spoilers. I was planning to go watch it.
Oh, you're going to see it yourself?
No.
Now, I'm guessing because Kratos hasn't watched any of the ones, he's not planning on going to see it either.
Yeah, I'm just kidding
That's
around.
not the Hobbs and Shaw. Once I saw Roman do his bit in Hobbs and Shaw, I was like, yep, that's it. That's probably, I thought that was going to be the extent of his Hollywood career, but more than likely, he's headed there after he ends his time.
I know John Cena's in this. Is The Rock in there as well?
The Rock will actually be returning in the next one.
Oh, so you skipped this one.
He wasn't in. He hasn't been in the series I think since 7. So he wasn't in
Really?
the last
I-
3.
I thought it hasn't been since like Fate of the Furious. I thought that was 8.
8? It was 7 or 8. But yeah, he hasn't been in the last couple of ones. But so
We know Paul Walker's been in there since Furious 7, for obvious
yeah.
reason.
Well, yeah, he died 10 years ago, almost. Rest in peace. Speaking,
fuck 'em.
Jesus, Casey.
Okay.
So the reason I asked if the movie's overhyped is because at the end of Fast 9 or Furious 9, I can't remember what they called that one.
Fast 9.
The reason I asked was because the end of Fast 9, the movie ended with Dom and everybody gathering at, they consider themselves all family, even though they're all not family, but they're a crew, so they consider themselves family, right?
Yeah.
So the movie ended Fast 9 with Brian's car pulling up to the house to join the party. Now you don't see him get out of the car, but that's how the movie ended. So you're like, okay, he's going to be in the next one. This is where the next movie's going to lead off, or something along those lines. Well, that actually didn't happen. Fast 10 led off, and I did say spoilers, so if you don't want spoilers, don't listen to this portion of the show. Fast 10 started with a scene from what they considered, I guess they considered a flashback from 10 years ago. It was when they pulled off a heist of the safe in Rio, and they killed the main villain of this movie's father. They got rid of him, and they took him down. So they showed what led up to that. They showed Dom and them performing the heist of the safe and whatnot, and taking down the kingpin of that operation. Then they cut to the house, and they're at the gathering. They're eating food. They're having some of them are talking, and they start talking about a job they're going to do in Rome, in Italy. Turns out that was fake. The Italy job was a trap, and it caused the agency that Dom and his group, who they were working for in the last few movies, to turn against them. In this movie, they ended up being labeled as most wanted. Dom became number one most wanted, even though he stopped a bomb from blowing up the Vatican and wiping out half of Rome. Yeah, he was seen. Yeah, him and his crew, for stopping that from happening, were seen as terrorists, pretty much, and were painted as most wanted. So they had to go underground. The agency was hunting down the group and Dom's family. And the villain of this movie, by far, probably one of the most sadistic, or I wouldn't say sadistic. Well, yeah, I could say sadistic, I guess, because he enjoyed blowing shit up and killing people, and he looked like he was having a blast. Pun intended.
Wasn't Jason Momoa anyway?
He had some really good acting skills. This guy was probably, by far, out of any movie I've ever seen, one of the most sadistic movie villains I've ever seen. He was certainly fucking evil. Like, that man made you hate him.
Oh, that's good. That's the whole point.
So the movie, goes on. The movie goes on and whatnot. It was really good. Like I said, the Rome thing, the Rome mission that Roman was the leader of, turned out to be a trap to catch Dom and the guys, and his goal was to isolate Dom and take him down for revenge for taking down his father, even though he didn't like his dad either. Throughout the movie, Roman and Tez would fight with each other and bicker back and forth to the point where they actually had a fist fight with each other in the movie. Then you saw the one woman from Fast 8 or Furious 8 who I fucking hated her. Couldn't stand her. She was the one involved for killing the woman Dom was going to have a kid with. She was in this movie, only she was working with Dom and them this time. The movie had a lot of action. It definitely had the most action out of any Fast and Furious movie in the series. Really good action. A lot of fast cars. They were supposed to supposedly like bring the series back to its roots of street racing before the movies come to an end, which they really didn't do in this case. They had one street racing scene, and it didn't last long. It lasted a couple of minutes. There was a bomb planted under two of the racers' cars alongside Dom and the other guy. Dom was challenged to a race. He said, if you win, you can take me down. He goes, and if you lose, he goes, well, just don't lose. Turns out he planted a bomb under the other two racers' cars, and he challenged Dom to pick one of them. And he said, you can't save them both. Who are you going to choose? So Dom chose to save the woman because he was related. She was related to someone who they work with. So unfortunately Dom had to let one of the racers die, blow up in a car explosion during a street race. And they went like all over the place in this movie. They were in fucking London, they were in Italy, fucking Portugal. They even had a short like moment in Antarctica. So Letty was captured, and Mr. Nobody, who was the head of the agency, disappeared, and now the agency is under new management who are responsible for turning on Dom and everybody. And Mr. Nobody's daughter turned on the agency and helped Letty escape, and sort of escape. So she ended up in Antarctica, and she was like, shit, because she opened the hatch to the escape out of the escape route, and she had no jacket, and she was in Antarctica when she realized where she was. So she had to go back down, and she was working with the other woman that was in Fast 8, like I said, who was responsible for killing the woman Dom was supposed to have a kid with. They ended up having a fist fight as well in the movie, the two of them women, which that was a pretty good fight, actually.
Always good to see a cat fight on the movies.
Oh yeah, that was probably my favorite fight in the whole movie. You had moments in Antarctica, London, Italy, I think they went to Portugal, and John Cena was in the movie. He was Dom's brother, and he was responsible for saving Dom's son, who was shown learning how to drift his car early in the movie, which I thought was pretty cool. Not bad for it looked like a 10-year-old drifting a fucking car. I tell you that much. Looked like he was doing a good job. He was drifting figure eights in an empty parking lot. So John Cena came in. He got Dom's kid out of the house when the agency found them, and he eventually he was trying to take his son to Dom, and he was trying to take his nephew to his brother, and they eventually all met up, and the movie leaves you on quite a cliffhanger, because we don't know if the majority of the cast are now dead or how many of them are left alive, because there was a scene where towards the end of the movie, John Cena's character, John Cena's in the car. He's driving this rocket car that shoots freaking rocket launchers out of the side of the car, and they were blowing up some of the agency's vehicles. Dom's son got captured for a moment in time. Dom was able to rescue him thanks to his brother. Cena sacrificed himself. So we're pretty sure his character's dead. There's a scene where the helicopter that Tez, Roman, Han, and I forgot the woman, the British lady's name, that's working with them too. The four of them were in a helicopter following in the air above what was going on down below. They got blown out of the sky, and the helicopter crashed in a fiery explosion. So we can only be left to believe that the 4 of them are dead. And now remember, Han supposedly died once before, but they brought him back. So we don't know if the 4 of them are dead. And then the last scene that we see Dom and his son was they were escaping a dam explosion. And the last we see is they're in the water. They land in the water and they're swimming. They're trying to swim away. And the dam is detonated in this giant fucking explosion. And after the explosion happened, they cut away to a different scene. So we don't even know if Dom and his son are alive. Now I'm thinking, how can you, if you have one more Fast and Furious movie coming, because this 10th movie is supposed to be a 2-part movie to end the franchise, how do you kill off the main character if you have one more movie to go?
Well, that you said it's a cliffhanger, so I mean they'll explain it in the next movie.
The way they shot everything makes you believe they're all dead. The only ones the only ones we know for a fact that are alive are Letty, Hobbs, because Hobbs is in the end credits scene. He makes a return, the Rock's character, so he's back, which means Shaw will be in the movie as well. I'm sure. And of course, supposedly, Brian, who was supposed to be in this movie, ended up not being in this movie at all. When he was led to believe he was going to be in it because of the way Fast 9 ended. So everyone believes now he's going to be in the last movie because Paul's brother, I guess they finally convinced him to do the movie. So we only know for sure that 4 people are left alive. And the main character's dead. So you got Hobbs and Shaw, you got Brian, and you have Letty. Those are the only ones we know for a fact are alive. The rest of the cast, for all we know right now, is dead. It's kind of fucked up, but it was a really good movie.
Cliffhanger.
Yeah. It's one hell of a cliffhanger, right?
Well, I mean, are they in the middle making the next one?
I don't know if they finished it already. Supposedly they were going to shoot both movies back to back, from what I understood.
And that's not uncommon because, I mean, when they did Back to the Future 2 and 3, they did that at the same time.
Supposedly they were going to shoot both movies at the same time, but
and the same thing with the with the 2 later Matrix in the first trilogy.
Well, I don't know. I just don't know when the next movie's going to come out. If it's going to be next year or 2025, because the Fast and Furious movies were coming out every 2 years since the series started.
Well, that's about right. I mean, you don't want to do it every year because then you'll, like, overdo it. I mean, it's kind of like how Saw was doing one every year. I'm like during, I assume during Halloween. So I'm like, how many more times every year? It's kind of like how Madden and these other sports games, they're being made every year, and how could you still be entertained by the same fucking thing over and over and over?
Because people like me are stupid and will buy them.
I used to play Madden. I haven't bought one in going on 12 years.
I do it with the baseball games, so I'm guilty as charged there. But anyways, back on topic here.
I'll either sell 23 for free because it's on Game Pass. That's it.
Back on topic here. Like I said, it was a really good movie. They left us on one hell of a cliffhanger. I'm hoping Dom and everybody aren't dead, and I'm curious to know how they're going to explain this. How they survived a fucking plane explosion and all these explosions that should have definitely killed everybody. One thing for certain, I believe, is John Cena's character is dead. I can't see them somehow explaining that one.
If they find a way to explain him being alive in the end, it's gonna piss off a lot of fans. Because in the end, if he is alive in the next movie, it's just gonna be people thinking WWE's influencing the freaking movie to have Rock versus Cena in a movie together.
So, the main villain of this movie is not dead. The story is not finished, obviously. Like I said, this is supposed to be a 2-part movie. So, I'm interested to see how much more maniacal this fucking guy can get, because that dude was insane with the shit he was doing in that movie. And the way he was acting was like everything he did, he just made it seem like it was so fucking natural. Like, yeah, no big deal. I just blew this person up. Time to move on.
TS said in the chat, one word, Rose, family.
Oh, speaking of the chat, I want to say what's going on to EJ. She was here first, waiting for us to start the show. Ghost 3600, he says, what's up? Thanks for stopping by. TSS is here. Ghost says it's the older Fast and Furious were cool, street racing and such. It's just too over the top for me now.
It's kind of like how one of the people in my stream said, like, when are they going to go into space?
They
You
did.
know, it's been,
They went into space in the last movie, in 9.
they went into space.
They went into space. Roman and Tez went to space.
Oh my!
It's going to be a 3-part movie? I heard it was a 2-part movie. So then there's 2 more movies.
Oh, Christ.
So the last movie's a trilogy. That's interesting. What are they going to call it? Fast 10 2 and Fast 10 3?
Might as well just call it Fast 11 and Fast 12 at this point.
Or Furious 11
yeah.
and Furious 12. Because they haven't used Furious in a movie name in 3 movies now. Well, the last 2.
Empire Strikes Back came out 43 years ago today, apparently. Star Wars. Oh.
So, guys, I want to say real quick, retweet the stream. Retweet the stream, greatly appreciated. I didn't tag Casey and Kratos in the tweet this time, though. I usually tag my co-hosts, but I was literally rushing things tonight. So
I shared it out my end.
if you guys could share the stream, retweet it and whatnot, I'd greatly appreciate it. Hit the like button on the stream. I know we were late as fuck, but we're gonna do what we can. But I want to talk about the movie and the box office numbers that it's drawn so far. Let me just put the PC shot up. Boom. All right. So no one's on camera tonight, so it is what it is. Universal Pictures Fast X or Fast 10 rose to the top of the box office this weekend, launching at $67.5 million domestically, according to studio estimates. The summer action flick matched early box office projections, which anticipated that the film would gross more than $60 million in the United States and Canada. Internationally, Fast 10 opened to $251 million for a global cumulative total of nearly $319 million. Now, this is opening weekend, mind you. Already, the only Fast and Furious movies ever to beat that number is The Fate of the Furious in 2017. So, number 8 was the most popular one, apparently. The blockbuster has notched the biggest international debut of 2023 and the second best global launch of the year. Of course, the Mario Bros. Movie, I'm sure, was number 1 in that department. Behind Universal Pictures Super Mario Bros. The movie. So there you go. I just answered my own question.
Well, it hit over $1 billion.
Yeah, well.
So, and honestly, it's
the most successful film.
Yeah. Right now,
it's Prime Video as of last week.
Yeah,
What?
the Mario Bros. Movie is already viewable on digital streaming.
yeah, I was gonna say it's on. You can order it on YouTube right now. So
I'll just read you guys as well. I know I pretty much spoiled a good portion of the movie. The 10th installment of Fast and Furious franchise dethroned Disney and Marvel Studios' Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which slipped into second place, adding $32 million in its third weekend for a North American Cumulative total of $266.5 million.
I still need to go watch that.
Rounding out the top three was Super Mario Bros., which collected another $9.8 million in its 7th weekend. Usually movies don't stick around that long. For a domestic total of $549.3 million, according to estimates. Directed by Louis Leterrier, I can't pronounce that. Fast X gathers Vin Diesel, Charlize Theron, Michelle Rodriguez, Tyrese Gibson, Chris Ludacris Bridges, John Cena, Natalie Emanuel, Brie Larson, Jordan Brewster, Jason Statham, and Sung Kang for one big outrageous family reunion. The sequel also features franchise newcomers Alan Richardson, Daniela Melchior, and Jason Momoa. The latest jaunt in the Fast and Furious saga received a tepid response from critics, earning a 54% rotten rating. Well, fuck they don't know what fucking good movies are. Fuck the critics. On the review aggregation website Rotten Tomatoes, and a B+ grade from audiences polled by CinemaScore.
Honestly, if you want to get a good review, you listen to Frank from The Harsh Truth.
Pretty much. He does movie reviews. I don't really do movie reviews. That's why. Plus, I wasn't planning on talking a whole lot about the movie. I just wanted to run down the major plot points of the movie and the cliffhanger and the fact that Paul Walker's character was teased and hyped up to be in the movie and he wasn't. And they were supposed to go back to the street racing roots, and again, they pretty much didn't. So
I couldn't care less about it. I'm sorry. I'm done. It lost my interest a long time ago.
Anani, what's up? Anani says hi.
What's up, Anani?
Anani says hi, Casey. Everyone's saying hello. Okay. So I just wanted to talk about Fast X, and the main reason I brought it up was because if we're going to have two gaming topics tonight, so I wanted to even it out by having two non-gaming topics. So I figured I just saw the movie yesterday, so I figured that'd be a cheap way of balancing out the show.
Hey, I'm fine with it.
So next, let's talk about this Activision Blizzard nonsense. The ongoing saga that's never going to end.
It's going to end eventually. It's either they're going to...
But Europe has continued it.
It's either they're going to finally merge or they're not. That's the two things. A lot of times with these big...
got called out by the American politics over basically being PlayStation dick riders at this point.
Oh, yeah.
For rejecting the deal. They got called out as PlayStation dick riders at this point.
Well, the thing is, Microsoft's been acquiring a bunch of studios.
My chat on my freaking restream is not working, so I can't look at my chat on my OBS dashboard. That's weird. Anyways, go on.
PlayStation's whole argument about the Activision Blizzard deal, all of it just involved the possibility of Call of Duty being exclusive to Xbox. That was their whole excuse.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well,
Rejected in the UK.
And then the FCC was getting, or was it the FCC or the FTC? They were getting in the middle of it, and
FCC.
then the European freaking version of the FTC, they blocked it, and then they had to they were gonna.
They blocked it. Europe approved it.
Yeah.
Europe.
Sorry, I had to
I've been playing very extensively as well. Ever since Europe was covered in it.
Yeah, I figured that's why I brought it up tonight. And I decided to go with it because we started covering it originally with him, so I figured why not.
I wonder how much of this is going to be like, well, how much the WWE, UFC, and Endeavor merger is going to be like that. Like, hopefully, it's not going to be like a one big clusterfuck.
With Vince McMahon's like scandalous ass at the helm for the new like name of the company.
Mm.
I doubt it.
Oh, have you guys heard what the new company that houses both brands?
TKO. I heard about it.
What?
It's called TKO.
No. They have a new name now. It's called New Well Inc.
That was the placeholder name. I thought it was called TKO.
No, TKO was a placeholder. New Well Inc. is the official parent company name now.
That's weird as hell.
I know, it makes no fucking sense.
You would think TKO would be the one they go with.
Right?
Oh yeah, I mean,
That's more akin to fighting than wrestling.
well, I mean, doesn't matter either. Could go either way, you know. I mean, you get knockout from, but it's more likely, it's more pointed to the UFC than WWE. But I heard about it. It's like, oh my god, this is a horrible ass name. I should just keep it as under an Endeavor. But
Bear with me, guys. I'm trying to get my shit pulled up here. I don't know why my chat's not working on OBS tonight, so I'm gonna just have to keep going back and forth to check out your guys' comments. I guess that means I should open my Twitch chat. God forbid I have anyone chatting on fucking Twitch, but you never know. YouTube.
But are any of you guys gonna watch the pay-per-view on Saturday?
I'm watching both of them.
Both of them.
Yeah, AEW's on Sunday.
Oh, is it?
yeah,
I-
double nothing.
I would love to watch it. Last time I ordered a pay-per-view, I couldn't watch it. So
I'll be watching.
Dude, don't. I just freaking watch it. I just watch it the way I always watch it. I don't spend $60 on those things.
well, I mean, I'd rather give them my money than. I mean, WWE has way too much. I just wanted to show support, but I think it was. Oh god, it was either. Oh god, Bleacher Report was fucking up the whole time. I couldn't even watch it at all.
I watched Forbidden Door on Bleacher Report last year. That was a great show.
They're doing that one again this year. I think in July.
June.
It is in June again.
Yep, June 25th, because AEW Fight Forever, the video game, comes out June 27th.
Oh, great. Another fucking game I can't afford to get in June. And I was looking forward to that, because I was going to stream the fuck out of it when it came out.
That's if it comes out. A lot of times, I mean, how many times it's been delayed?
They literally said this was the official release date, like today.
Oh, that's good.
Sometime today or yesterday.
Yeah, I heard the release date got leaked, actually.
Yeah, that's the point.
So, alright, now that I'm back in action here, Activision Blizzard Mergers Commission, European Mergers Commission clears Activision Blizzard by Microsoft, subject to conditions. The European Commission has approved under the EU merger regulation. Now, this has nothing to do with America, so I don't think this is over in America. Has approved regulation the proposed acquisition of Activision Blizzard by Microsoft. The approval is conditional on full compliance with the commitments offered by Microsoft. The commitments fully address the competition's concerns identified by the Commission and represent a significant improvement for cloud gaming as compared to the current situation. Today's decision follows an in-depth investigation of the the proposed acquisition of Activision by Microsoft. As always, the Commission has based its decision on hard evidence and on extensive information and feedback from competitors and customers, including from game developers and distributors, as well as cloud game streaming platforms in the EU. Now, this actually... Oh, here it is. This article is from May 15th, so this was from last Saturday. Was it Saturday?
Last Friday.
Monday, right? When was the 15th, goddammit? Monday.
No, last Friday.
Oh, no, this article says May 15th. This is when it was written.
Oh, shit, yeah, you're right. Fuck.
So let's see. So, the Commission's investigation. Today's decision... I already read that. Oh, no, I didn't. Today's decision follows an in-depth investigation of the proposed... Why did they I'm not even going to ask. Both companies develop and publish the games for PCs, consoles, and mobile devices, and distribute games for PCs. Microsoft also distributes games for consoles and offers Xbox console along with a wide range of products and services, including the PC operating system Windows. Activision Games' portfolio includes famous franchises such as Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, Overwatch, and Diablo. The Commission...
With a bunch of controversy right now.
The Commission's preliminary investigation found that Microsoft could harm competition in the distribution of console and PC video games, including multi-game subscription services and cloud game sharing services, and in the supply of PC operating systems. The Commission's in-depth market investigation indicated that Microsoft would not be able to harm rival consoles and rival multi-game subscription services. At the same time, it confirmed that Microsoft could harm competition in the distribution of games via cloud game streaming services, and that its position in the market for PC operating systems would be strengthened.
Well, you figured...
Shit.
Well, you figure how many studios they acquired over the years, like, they should have the most exclusives for any console.
Well, that's the thing. They're getting close to a monopoly.
Third party like developers as well.
Yeah.
They work to help like both ends of the competition.
Yeah,
so they could get money from both sides, both Xbox and PlayStation.
And Nintendo too.
Well, Call of Duty's not on Nintendo. Neither is Diablo or Overwatch. Or World of Warcraft.
Oh, Overwatch is...
Blade Tale was never on Nintendo. That was too graphic for them.
But, Xbox... I mean, I feel Xbox is probably not going to have a console next generation. It's going to be a service with all their Game Pass. That's what I think it's going to eventually be.
The console war was lost doesn't help matters either.
What?
I heard that Phil Spencer said in an interview that the console war, he admitted to losing the console war.
He did lose, and guess what? I have a bit of proof of that in our next gaming topic.
They lost every round. They never won a round.
No, Xbox 360 won that round against the PS3.
Yeah, they lost to Nintendo.
Yeah, I was going to say they lost to Nintendo. But...
Which now both of them are technically losing to the Switch, if you think about it.
Yeah, I agree with the Rose. Technically, the PS4, the Switch beat the PS4.
And it's beating, obviously, right now, it had one hell of a leg up, but it's beating the PS5 and the Xbox Series X.
Yeah, honestly, I consider it as the previous generation.
That's how I consider it too, but that's not how people are looking at it. But so let's wrap this up. We're gonna go over the bullet points here of what the investigation. Microsoft would have no incentive to refuse to distribute Activision's games to Sony, which is the leading distributor of console games worldwide. You're damn right it is. Including in the European electronic area, where there are 4 Sony PlayStation consoles for every Microsoft Xbox console bought by gamers.
And that's by design.
Indeed, Microsoft would have strong incentives to continue distributing Activision's games via a device as popular as the PlayStation. They'd be stupid not to, otherwise they're going to lose money on the game.
Yeah.
Even if Microsoft did decide to withdraw Activision's games from the PlayStation, this would not significantly harm competition in the console market. Even if Call of Duty is largely played on console, it is less popular in the EEA than in other regions of the world, and is less popular in the EEA within the genre compared to other markets. Therefore, even without being able to offer the specific game, Sony could leverage its size, extensive games catalog, and market position to fend off any attempt to weaken its competitive position. Even without this transaction, Activision would not have made its games available for multi-game subscription services, as this would cannibalize sales of individual games. Therefore, the situation for third-party providers of multi-game subscription services would not change after the acquisition of Activision by Microsoft. The acquisition would harm competition if the distribution of PC and console games via cloud gaming streaming services. And it's an innovative market agreement, and pretty much where we're all headed, that could transform the way many gamers play video games despite its potential. Cloud gaming streaming is very limited today. The Commission found that the popularity of Activision's games could promote its growth. Instead, if Microsoft made Activision's games exclusive to its own cloud game streaming service, Game Pass Ultimate, and withheld them from rival cloud game streaming providers, it would reduce competition in the distribution of games via cloud gaming streaming. If Microsoft made Activision games exclusive to its own cloud game streaming service, Microsoft could also strengthen the position of Windows in the market for PC operating systems. This could be the case should Microsoft hinder or degrade the streaming of Activision's games on PC using operating systems other than Windows. The proposal remedies a free license to consumers in the EEA that would allow them to stream via any cloud game streaming service of their choice, all current and future Activision Blizzard PC and console games for which they have a license. They would also remedy a corresponding free license to cloud game streaming services providers to allow EEA-based gamers to stream any Activision Blizzard PC and console game. Blah, 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 blah. Nothing much here left to read. So that's pretty much it. Activision Blizzard is a publicly listed company headquartered in Santa Monica, California, USA. It is an active developer and publisher of games for PC, consoles, and other devices, as well as distributor of games for PCs. So there you have it. I guess we could read this little bit here. Merge control and procedure. The Commission has the duty to assess the mergers and acquisitions involving companies with a turnover above certain thresholds. See Article 1 of the Mergers Regulation. Am I losing frames? No. The Mergers Regulations, and to prevent concentrations that would significantly impede effective competition in the EEA or any substantial part of it. So this, I don't think, is over in America. So Europe approved it, but that doesn't mean America still can't block it, right?
Well, I would think that would be the case because Microsoft is in America. I mean, if they're gonna block it, they're gonna block it from the Microsoft end, not from Activision. Is it Activ? Is it
Activision's in
Activision?
America as well, dude.
Then, then why do they care what's going on in Europe? What, like if they're both?
Because the UK initially blocked it, and it literally made MSNBC made news on MSNBC. CNBC even took note of it being blocked by the UK. I've been
But I
watching
mean,
solving this so far
but
on the YouTube.
But if they're both American companies, why is it? No, was the UK have any power about this?
Because the UK has a lot of PlayStation users. If you didn't know, there's the amount of scalpers in that country, in that area.
That's PlayStation. This is Xbox.
Because
Right.
PlayStation is using the excuse that they'll lose their exclusivity, they'll lose their possibility of having Call of Duty exclusive to Microsoft. That's their whole base of their freaking argument on having it blocked.
Yeah, because remember when Xbox
UK,
got
Europe, and Japan combined.
because when Xbox got Bethesda, PlayStation is already now going to lose Doom and the Fallout series, which are pretty popular.
I don't think so, because they never said that those were going to be exclusive to Xbox out of the gate.
Right, but I'm saying like the newer ones that will come out, I think will be
Like Call of Duty, not exclusive to just Xbox, because that loses a lot of money for those other developers that work on Call of Duty every year, rotating like Madden.
And honestly, I don't know why Sony's pitching a bitch here because when they bought Mojang, they didn't restrict Minecraft to just Xbox. Look how many people still play that.
But
Yeah.
like I said earlier, a lot of American politics are getting involved on this right now. People you wouldn't expect to even get involved in video game nonsense. You got Ted Cruz, AOC, both of which were agreeing that Sony's being a bitch in this whole.
I mean, they technically are. If you think about it, right?
But the thing is, Microsoft, like I said,
Sony, Japan incites pretty much. Sony is basically run in Japan, right? Sony Interactive's in Japan.
oh yeah.
They have more. They have all the reason to have only all their whole country to have only PlayStation consoles over Xbox because of where their home base is.
Well, that's always it's been like. They never could sell a lot of consoles in
And
Japan.
like TSS said in the chat, he's tired of Sony trying to stop this, but will then continue to sign exclusive games to their consoles like Final Fantasy VII Remake, Final Fantasy 16,
And Street Fighter
Persona
V. If you didn't mention Street Fighter V, they got that one too.
Well, they put money into the game, though. That's why it was
You would
exclusive.
think that Naughty Dog would try to make their games for Xbox. No, because they're exclusive. They're an exclusive developer of frickin' PlayStation.
Well, I mean, look, it's working, though. I mean, PS4 dominant.
Hey, look at how many people didn't get them initially at launch. Now they're pushing out consoles like freaking crazy.
Well, yeah, because one, the scalpers ain't getting them as much. Plus, they're out there. And only that, you can go into any Walmart or Best Buy, GameStop to pick up a PS5 or Xbox Series X now without a problem. Like, you don't have to search around town anymore to find one. Shit!
Mm-hmm.
My local game store, I bought my PS5 from him for $450. And like a week later, he had another one for that same price. So I was like,
I got the Xbox Series X 2 years ago. It still works fine. The only issue I have is there's not a lot of memory on it. the DualSense controller nonsense that PlayStation 5 promotes, I could give two shits about.
I kind of
I'm
like
fine
their
with my Elite Series 2 controller that I spent the same amount as their their pro gaming controller for PlayStation has, which is about $200. But either way, what does Sony have over Microsoft that everyone always cries wolf about and cries home about? Not much.
Yeah, God of War is over, so they ain't got that anymore.
What?
I said God of War is over, so they don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
They'll
Unless
probably,
they want to really bullshit the storyline and make the next game about Atreus.
well, I mean, it's possible, or restart the franchise again.
You got TSS continues. He goes, "What's funny is Sony's complaining about maybe losing Call of Duty, but then sign exclusive deals with Activision to get the game on their consoles a couple of days before Xbox." No,
Exactly.
Casey, what I'm saying is hypothetical of hypocritical of Sony to want this deal to be blocked off, but won't let Nintendo or Xbox get games that are third-party games.
Exactly. And that's why I've said what I said back when this news first initially broke. The UK, Japan, was approved in the EEA.
Yeah.
I call the UK a bunch of Sony PlayStation dick riders on Twitter.
Now here's an example of what TSS is talking about. While there were definitely more PS4s out there than PS5s, there were still a good amount of Xbox players who were upset that they didn't get Street Fighter V.
Exactly.
They're getting 6 now because Sony, I guess Capcom didn't want to give it to Sony again. So now it's out on both platforms.
Look how that went with Street Fighter V. Never even bought the game, but the servers were jack shit.
I can tell you right now, the Street Fighter 6 servers aren't very good either, if that open beta is anything to go by.
I'll admit one thing. Sony bought Bungie for $3.6 billion. I've never seen the servers this fucking bad on this game. And this is only like 3 months into Lightfall. The servers have been jack fucking shit. My own buddy is like literally restricted from playing PvP for a problem that Bungie themselves admitted was their own fault. And this is going on almost a month later.
Well, I'm going back to what TSS says, that Nintendo, you're not seeing as much third-party games coming to Nintendo anymore, because a lot of those games, you can't put that on the Switch no more.
And the developers don't want to downgrade the games to make it work.
Yeah, I mean, during the PS4 and Xbox One era, fine, they could water it down a little bit to put it on the Switch. Now, when you had the Pro series, and then you have the new generation, they're just outshined by a mile now. So a lot of those games, and I know Mortal Kombat 1's coming out to the Switch, but that's going to be the most GIMP version of it.
They're gonna water down the graphics like they did with 11.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you remember the crap version of WWE, was it 2K17 or 18,
I think it was 18
on the Switch?
And that was the only one the Switch got.
Because it was so fucking bad. It was sluggish. You can barely, like, if you're doing 1-on-1, it was fine. But if you had anything more,
for a problem, I heard.
well, it's just the frame rate was very slow. Like, if you had like Elimination Chamber or Rumble, it takes forever to do anything.
Now you want to talk about a company snatching up everybody left and right and not allowing third-party developers TSS. You got to remember back in the day, in the 80s and 90s, when Nintendo did that, and they made everybody sign agreements that they wouldn't make games that if they wanted to make games for Nintendo consoles, they couldn't make it for another platform. Now they didn't snap up everybody, but they got a good majority of the companies back then. That's why Sega had to make Sonic. Sega had to make Sonic and have their own, and have their own successful mascot to rival Mario, just to have the kind of foothold and success that Sega even has.
Wait,
I mean, they still had Mortal Kombat. Sega still had Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter and stuff back then, but all of the big titles were Nintendo exclusive games for 10 years.
But also remember, Nintendo also had a Mortal Kombat game. Had the original Mortal Kombat game came out for Sega Genesis and Nintendo. Nintendo was family friendly, still is today, so they didn't want all the blood and gore that came with Mortal Kombat on their version of the game.
Right.
Oh,
and then they backpedaled on that stance with the second game.
Shot through the fucking roof.
Dude, actually, if you didn't put the blood code in Mortal Kombat 1, it was even more censored than the Super Nintendo version.
Yeah, that is true. The Sega version was also gimped, but at least they included the blood code so you could turn it on.
Yeah.
Well, the thing, the Nintendo and Super Nintendo versions of Mortal Kombat, you didn't even have fatalities in them.
No, you got fatalities in
there. Yeah, but they weren't legit. I mean, I will give it to the Super Nintendo though. The Super Nintendo actually had a better version of Sub-Zero's fatality than the Sega one did.
But I was actually doing a gameplay review on Mortal Kombat, and I played the Sega CD version, and that's the uncensored one. So you didn't have to do the blood code on that, and it's more accurate to the arcade.
But I'm just saying, back then, for, what was it, almost 10 years or whatever, Nintendo snatched up a lot of the major companies. You didn't see any of the Square Soft games back in the day ever touch a Sega platform.
No.
They didn't get Final Fantasy. They didn't get Phantasy Star. Or no, Phantasy Star was on Sega. They didn't get Dragon Quest.
Nintendo games.
Yeah.
Before the console war officially started.
Yep, they did. Sega didn't get any of those games. Sega didn't get Top Gear, which were seen as some of the best arcade racing games on Super Nintendo. They didn't. Well, obviously, they're not going to get games like Mario Kart, but they didn't get other big name titles either. I mean, they had Doom, they had Mortal Kombat, they had Street Fighter. They had some sports games like NBA Jam. They had the Madden games. The sports games that both platforms pretty much had, but Nintendo snatched up a lot of developers, and they made those developers sign agreements that they would not make games for the Sega.
Well, for the Sega Master System and the Atari 7800.
Even for the Genesis, though, that spilled into the Genesis early years.
Yeah, a little bit, but then they opened up. Then you got Konami go on there, and
another thing, you didn't see Sega getting the Mega Man games either. They got one.
Actually, through the Sega Channel, they did.
Right, but that was years later. I'm saying in the earlier years, they didn't get them.
And it was actually got one on the Game Gear, too.
Right, but that was years later. That wasn't in the 80s. Like TSS is saying, Sony likes to snatch up all these exclusives, but yet they're complaining because their competition is doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's because it's because Microsoft, that's all they've been doing lately, is snatching up all the studios.
I mean, I'll agree. They need to slow down. They have bought a lot of freaking studios lately.
And they're not producing anything.
No.
I'll only give Sony credit for one thing. They got the 8-bit version of freaking Final Fantasy on Xbox. And how many years did that take? Exactly. The 8-bit version, not the remake, the older version of Final Fantasy VII is on Xbox. I heard recently. But that's neither here or there. The problem with Sony is that they don't like to play. They don't play nice when it comes to certain games being like potentially lost from their library.
Oh no, because I mean, a lot of those third-party games that's cross-platform, you want those games on your console too. I mean,
But not to the point that like you're afraid that like they're gonna become first party just because someone bought their developer.
or be exclusive.
That's what I mean by first party games. That's mainly exclusive to that console.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Last of Us, God of War. How many first party exclusives does Sony have under their umbrella personally?
Well, they had God of War. I mean, you can still say they do, you know, unless the series is over. They had God of War, The Last of Us, the Uncharted series, technically, if they decide to bring it back.
I don't think they will after that Lost Legacy crap.
The Horizon series,
Yeah.
Yep.
Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
That explains why Microsoft has Project Gotham Racing.
And they got
And
like
Forza.
and
Forza.
if you can count the VR games, like
Oh, and Sony has the Spider-Man games right now,
Yeah.
and the new Wolverine game.
well, because they own the rights to Spider-Man though too.
They also own Insomniac as also, which makes those Spider-Man games.
So technically, they also have Ratchet and Clank. There's another one we could think of.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, they have some franchise, but it's like I said before, Microsoft. Yeah, they bought all these studios, but a lot of them aren't doing jack shit.
Most of them aren't. What has Rare been doing? Nothing. What is fucking Mojang doing besides pumping out Minecraft? What has Bethesda been doing lately? What the hell have we been hearing from them? I don't hear anything of them
They've been.
right now.
It's like they've been sitting on.
bought by Microsoft.
Right. What Casey's saying is all these studios Microsoft has been buying out lately, what are they doing? They're like not really doing anything.
Starfield is coming out. Hopefully, Starfield 2 is hopefully coming out from Bethesda. That's their next big project.
Well, I mean, remember that one big game? I think it was called Scalebound.
That got canceled like twice.
Yeah.
Years
Like-
ago for development hell.
Yeah, so, and that was apparently going to be a big game, and then it got axed.
And then I thought it got picked up again,
It's
and then it got canceled
it's
again.
like that last Guardian game for PlayStation that was in development hell since, 2009? Then it comes
Yeah.
out a couple years ago, and it's a shitty game.
Yep.
Well, it started as
Now,
a
Exclusive to PlayStation, mind you.
It started as a PS2 game. It came out for PS4.
No, I thought it started with a PS3 game, and then
It was initially supposed to be a PS3 game. Then it got lost in the shuffle for so many damn years. It came out as a PS4 a couple weeks after E3 that year. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit?
But it started development in the PS2, the end of the PS2's life cycle.
okay.
Yep.
Well, they're probably making it for the PS3 during that time frame, though.
So,
That-
yeah. So, what do you guys think? Do you think America's gonna block? Still gonna try to block this, or do you think they're gonna allow it now?
I don't
No.
think they're going to block it. If American politics are going to get involved, it's not going to get blocked. Personally,
Nah, I don't
the
see
U.S.
it
I
blocked.
don't think it'll be blocked.
It's not like it's a real monopoly. There's still studios out there. I mean, you got EA out there. You know, you got several studios, so it's not a monopoly. So I think it will go through.
Hold up. TSS says the deal. He thinks the deal is done in the U.S. already.
So if
I think
that's the case, then it might
they already
be
approved it in the U.S.
done then.
think-
Oh yeah, I forgot Bethesda's also making Elder Scrolls 6. I totally forgot about that. I don't play
No.
that series, that's why I forgot about it.
I haven't touched Elder Scrolls. I got bored with Skyrim, and yes, I actually got bored with Skyrim. I
I
find Dragon Age to be a hell of a lot better.
I tried Skyrim on Switch, and I didn't know how to play it, so
I tried Diablo 3 on PS4, got bored of it in 10 minutes.
that's not good.
That was the Diablo 3 Ultimate Evil Edition. That was the only game me and my brother played on Xbox together when my channel actually had views on it. We beat the whole damn thing in 2 months while he was still in school, mind you. And we tried to like play Gears of War every now and then. We kind of made a pact that we would try to beat the Gears series before Gears 6 came out. Hopefully that's still not the case. That Gears 6 is not coming out yet.
I haven't heard anything of Gears 6. I didn't even finish Gears 5 yet. I haven't touched that game in like 2 years.
Like I said, me and my brother were trying to play the whole story from start to finish.
That's cool.
I actually started doing that while I was waiting for Gears 5 to come out, and then 5 came out and I never finished it yet.
Well, I mean, I enjoy playing like I finished Halo 3 and 4, and I tried to play Halo 5 and I got bored of that, and I did not try Halo Infinite, even though I believe you can play that on Xbox One.
Halo Infinite was worse than 5, so don't waste your money.
So, guys, I have a question for you.
Yes.
I have a question for both of you.
Go ahead.
What's covered in gold, costs $700, weighs half a pound, and is edible in Philadelphia?
A burger, apparently?
Gold-plated burger that's half a pound.
No, it's gold leaf. That's what it's on.
It's covered in gold, $700, weighs half a pound, and you can eat it in Philly.
I wonder how much of that gold weighs, because I'm wondering how much gold is going for an ounce right now. I'm just curious.
So there's a restaurant in Philadelphia called the Drury Beer Garden. For $700, you can get what they call the Gold Standard, which is the name of this burger. That's a Wagyu meat burger with caviar, fresh black truffle, lobster flambéed with cognac, topped with aged fish, cheddar, and drizzled with honey. That's the recipe.
I didn't know to turn Shelton Benjamin into a damn burger. Where'd he go?
It looks like gold prices is going for $1,900 right now an ounce. So
almost $2,000 an ounce. Jesus Christ.
pretty much, it's high 1900. So yeah, it's damn near $2,000 an ounce.
Fries are included. As is a 1 ounce pour of Louis the 13th cognac, which fetches around $5,000 a bottle. So that's the kind of alcohol you get served with this burger.
Cognac? Louis Cognac? Jesus.
Yeah, Louis the 13th cognac, and they also put it on the burger too.
You know, honestly, I would
think TSS.
I would take that burger and I would take the gold off of it and sell the gold.
George Ciaris A co-owner of the beer garden told local news station NBC 10, "The gold standard is about the joy of cooking." And I quote, "We are excited to provide our guests some amazing, creative, and tasty options with our new menu concept," he said. Suriaris, however, said nothing of the gratuity that would come from a tab that includes a $700 sandwich, though a $20% gratuity is added onto the parties of 6 or more. So if you're in a party of 6 or more, does that mean you're paying 20% more for the burger, which is $840?
Well, if you
Short article, but yeah, there you go.
well, this is for rich people who's wants to waste their money on stupid shit like this.
Well, here, you guys want to see the video of the burger? Let's react to the video of the hamburger.
Yeah, sure.
Fuck it. You know what? I didn't even put this on the screen.
The burger had black truffles in it. Let that think about that. And that was sold in a restaurant in New York City. Guess how much that cost?
I'll read it again.
$100. It was like priced at $169 at the time.
I'll read it again. So here is I'll put the link for you guys, for you two in the chat. This is to the YouTube video of the burger. Let's react to this too. Fuck it. So before we start, again, for $700, you can get the gold standard. That is a Wagyu meat burger with caviar, fresh black truffle, lobster flambéed with cognac, topped with aged fish cheddar, and drizzled with honey. All right, so here's what you get. Here's the video of this hamburger. Here we go.
For you when it comes to food. How about a bite of one of the most expensive burgers in Philadelphia, maybe even the country? This is what's called the gold standard. Owners at DBG in Center City, they created this burger. It is made with 8 ounces of Japanese ribeye Wagyu, Irish cheddar cheese, Italian black truffle, Italian caviar, lobster meat, flambéed with cognac. The bun is topped off with whatever yeah, the price tag, a cool $700.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
The burger also comes with a 1 ounce pour of that cognac that costs almost $5,000 per bottle. Ooh, eat up, Kate.
Jesus Christ. How do you even eat a burger like that? It looks like a fucking mess.
It looks like it's not cooked.
It looks like it belongs in McDonald's.
It looks like they need to throw it back on the.
That's how bad of a mess it is. It looks like it belongs to McDonald's.
It looks like it still needs to be on the flat top for a minute because it looks like it's raw.
The meat probably cook medium well or medium rare. We'll probably ask you about meat temperature for that shit.
Hey, mention if you get like food poisoning on this, would you try to get your money back?
If you take a bite out of it, they probably won't give you back your money. Shit.
Anani says yum. It includes Manuka honey. TSS says
I think I might have laughed about my comment about saying it belongs to McDonald's.
truffle is better. Not be that truffle butter that Drew was talking about. Oh, yuck. Oh no.
I think it's stupid. I bet it's gonna taste like shit.
On the burger bun just looks unappetizing. Personally, I'd shave that gold leaf off the fucking bun and sell the shit.
That's what you just said.
Yeah, because I mean, what's the point? Think about it. Like
who's gonna eat gold?
That's the only reason why it's worth a ton of money, except the black truffles and the cognac on it. But honestly, with the gold, I mean, that's probably, I wouldn't even say that's half ounce of gold. That's probably a quarter of an ounce of gold on it.
It's only on the top bun. It probably is only a quarter ounce. It's only on the top bun.
Yeah, and it's honestly it's going to be paper thin, so you're not going to get a lot of gold off that either, though.
Yeah,
I didn't even know the gold was edible.
Yeah.
you have to you have to cook it proper. You have to do a process that make it edible.
You don't want to have too much of it. I think it would kill you if you had too much gold.
Personally, I had an old friend that got sick from having a burger that was undercooked from a from a Rallies or wherever you guys call it in your states, Rallies or Checkers.
Checkers, yeah, we have Checkers out here.
Burger, and she always gets her burgers well done because of that fucking nonsense.
TSS goes, would the chef be offended if he asked the burger to be cooked well done?
Oh, yeah.
Probably not.
Anani goes, cooked bloody as hell or burnt to a crisp. And then she says, I'll pass on the burger.
Yeah, it's definitely not advertised.
That's not advertised. That shit belongs in a McDonald's restaurant chain.
You know, I got a problem.
Without the wine.
They don't put all the stuff on, level it out. It's all on one side. Like apparently they can't build a burger right because you have all the shit on one side of the burger.
If my lady wasn't busy right now, or
the black truffle, another thing.
I thought that was
caviar. Burger. What average man eats caviar on their burger?
That's what it looks like. Is caviar.
It is. It says it right on it. It says it's made with caviar.
There's caviar and black truffles on the burger, and people called me paranoid for wanting to put caramel sauce on a damn burger I made at home one time, which I actually did. My stomach hated me for a week.
If my lady wasn't keeping to herself for tonight, I don't know what she's doing, but I would have had her react on the stream to this burger because she likes a good burger. I'm curious to know what she thinks of this burger. I think I'll show her tomorrow.
Are you from the medieval time, milady?
Milady?
Milady.
I'm sorry. Well, I have respect for my lady. What can I say?
And I have respect for my partner too.
Hey guys, we got 11 viewers and only 8 likes. Let's get this shit up to 10 at least.
Come on, people. Click the likes. If you like McDonald's, click the like. Because that shit belongs to McDonald's.
Hey, imagine if they serve you the burger just like this and it's the bun's tilted on the side and with all the stuff coming out on the other side. Would you be mad?
Oh, fuck yeah.
It's like, well, you did order you said like the picture, so it's like, well, it's all coming off on one side.
It's like getting getting a cream-filled donut from a grocery store. You have to figure out which side to eat the donut on because all the filling is going to be on one side of the donut because they don't fill the whole damn donut.
That's why Wawa just started loading the shit out of their freaking bagels with cream cheese because people complained there wasn't enough cream cheese. So now when you freaking bite into that thing, no matter where you bite into it, the shit starts oozing out of the freaking hole of the bagel and then it gets all over you.
Exactly.
But we got one thing left to talk about tonight. We got one more topic to talk about, and we're getting close to the 1 a.m. mark. I know Casey's got to get to work, so I think we're going to talk about this last topic. We're going to react to it. We're going to watch the stream. We're going to watch the video trailer. I did link you guys already in the chat the trailer. That is this video right here. The Mortal Kombat 1 announced trailer. So let's pop that up on the screen right now. I could make this a little more what you call it here?
You know what we need? You know, you remember on Saturn they have the Street Fighter, the movie, the video game, right?
Yeah, it was also on Dreamcast.
And I think it was on PlayStation
So
too.
what are you saying? We need a Mortal Kombat, the movie, the game?
Yeah, it'd be the actors in fighting, but it's now to be in the video game.
So here is the trailer. We're going to watch it right now. So you guys could start it up. I'm going to start it on the stream right now. Here we go.
Likely mature.
Likely to may contain inappropriate content inappropriate for children.
Well,
Yeah, we know that. With y'all track record.
Time to wake up to a new reality. To a blank canvas that I have painted in with warmth.
Gotta say, the graphics look really fucking good.
My new era.
Hopefully, those are the graphics going into the actual final product.
Yeah.
Yeah, considering MK11 was made for PS4 and not 5, so...
You know, I was on another stream in someone's chat about who was streaming Mortal Kombat 11. I made a joke about like Liu Kang finally getting to clap Katana's cheeks.
Oh.
And now he's God. As Scorpion, Sub-Zero, you know those two are gonna fucking fight as always.
Oh yeah.
Damn right.
Now I like how the game kind of like paints its own story. Like it makes it sound like you make your own choices in this game. Like you could either live in peace and prosperity or choose to fight. So, but who wants to play a Mortal Kombat game and be peaceful? That's boring.
A peaceful Mortal Kombat game.
Both
Sounds like
Scorpion and Sub-Zero got man buns.
Yeah. And now you have, here's some of the fucking violence the series is known for.
You have chosen to defy. Then you have chosen war with a god.
Now it's not stated who that character is.
That's Shang Tsung.
that was Shang Tsung, yeah.
Oof. That's fucking violent as hell.
Hell yeah.
Liu
They-
Kang
they-
has never been that violent. Never.
Yeah, no shit.
It's like God mode Liu Kang is like a fucking murderer. September 19th is coming out. You get Shang
Yep.
Tsung as your pre-order DLC, and you get access to the closed beta.
Yep.
Guaranteed this is not the Switch version either.
Well, no, because the Switch version. Well, I mean, it's going to be that, but the Switch version is going to be a lot watered down.
Mm-hmm.
So based on the trailer, what do you guys think? Do you guys like what do you think this game is going to be? It sounds like you're able to like choose your own destiny in a way.
I think this is another continuation of Mortal Kombat, continuation from Mortal Kombat 11. Because remember, he was fixing the timeline at the end of Mortal Kombat 11.
Right. And it
He's-
seems like they're not going with the Shang Tsung ending, but they're going with the Liu Kang ending from Aftermath. But what I'm saying is, what do you guys think of the choices that it sounds like the way they paint the story of this game is they're gonna make us be able to choose our own path, like how we want the game to be played. Like, do you wanna? I mean, obviously, you know, you wanna.
I would like that.
Do you want to live in peace or do you want to live always fighting? And then Liu Kang says, no matter what you choose, there's always something worth fighting for. So,
I mean,
Yep.
well, obviously, you choose
think
peace.
about it. Think about it like this. I put in over 200 plus hours into a little game I like to call Dragon Age Inquisition. I know I went into tandem about this in the past, but you can make decisions that were actual like game deciding factors for your story, whether or not you know the consequences going into them or not. Like you could lose companions to your in the game as a playable character to control for your party, or you could you can make decisions that were like politically capable in the game to increase your influence in the game.
TSS says, I don't think that's what they're going to do. I think it's just something they said in the trailer. I mean, why would they give you that perception of being able to choose your own destiny in the game?
Well, I mean, it'd be point.
Blood is also says otherwise. TSS.
Well, it's probably like, well, which if you're going to be a villain or maybe you're going to be a good guy, probably.
Or you could be in that tweener. You could be in between.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Yep.
I think you either got to go one way or another. This tweener, I don't think they go that way. I know Sub-Zero does, like, he starts out as a bad guy and then eventually turns over.
Well, it's a different Sub-Zero. It's not the same guy. That's
Exactly.
why.
That's not Bihan. That's not the Bihan Sub-Zero. That's probably Noob Saibot before he became. That's probably the older Sub-Zero that was like Noob Saibot.
It's possible, yeah. So yeah, it certainly is a new beginning, a new start to a new timeline, which is why the game is called Mortal Kombat 1. Despite the fact that we've had technically 2 Mortal Kombat 1s already.
Well, initially Mortal Kombat for Sega wasn't called Mortal Kombat 1. It was just called Mortal Kombat.
Right, but I mean, we all called it Mortal Kombat 1 once 2 and 3 came out.
Yeah, but if you're going to talk about the second time around, people call it Mortal Kombat 9.
Right. Or Mortal Kombat 2011.
Yeah.
And now we got Mortal Kombat 1. I am really interested in this game. I got the Collector's Edition. Actually, let me bring up the Collector's Edition. Let me show you guys this shit. Let's see. I'm going to bring this up. I actually got it. Now, unfortunately, I had to get the Xbox Series X Collector's Edition. So now I have to buy the game twice because I refuse to play fighting games on Xbox because I do not like the controller for fighting games. Where is it?
I didn't know you had an Xbox Series X.
I got it for Christmas. Remember, I did that stream. That's the one I got trolled on. And I showed you guys my Xbox.
I go on a rampage as a mod, blocking people.
Yeah, because the 1 or 2 people, they kept coming back and making accounts.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Alright, now I should find it.
I mean, Ghost 3600, I don't see it being as in-depth as Dragon Age or Mass Effect like that either. But if it does get to that, if it does come to that point, that could be maybe good, but that could be a lot of fans upset, or a lot of fans that want to change actually getting their change happening.
Okay, so here is... I'll show you... Let me put this screenshot back up. Alright, so... Here is... Whoops. I didn't mean to do that. Control-Z, please. Move that back to where it was. Alright. So there you go. Here is your collector's edition for this game. You get... you get the game, obviously. Now it tells you right here what comes with it. Collector's edition is $249.99.
Good God.
Comes with the game as well as the following extras. Early access starting September 14th, so I'm going to get the game 5 days early. Early access to DLC characters, combat pack, 6 new playable characters, and 5 cameo skins. Five, five new cameo characters. So I'm guessing the cameo characters are going to be the guest characters, and the 6 playable characters are going to be Mortal Kombat characters. Jean-Claude Van Damme skin for Johnny Cage, which is really fucking cool considering that Johnny Cage is based on him. You're gonna
Well,
get it.
speaking of which, about the combat pack, that's the one that got leaked by Amazon Italy.
Right, and we'll take a look at that in a minute. You got the Liu Kang sculpture, which is the big thing right there in the middle of the image, right here.
Mm-hmm.
You have exclusive steel case, which is this here with the dragon on it. The silver and gold case there. Actually, is that the case, or is that the one all the way to the right? I think the case is to the left of the statue. You get limited edition course art prints. So this is the art print, all the way to the right. So the print is to the right. The steel case is to the left. You get the regular case. The sculpture is in the middle, and next to on the right of the sculpture is the collector's box that it comes in. You also get exclusive limited edition Liu Kang in-game color variant for his costume, and 2,700 dragon crystals in-game currency. So there's your thing right there. That's going to tell you this game's also going to have microtransactions. So they're not hiding it this time.
Doesn't shock me.
Now, the only place available, the only place you can get it now is at GameStop for the Xbox version. Everywhere else is sold out. Now, this game is only being sold in 3 places. Walmart's not selling this game. Walmart's not selling this game. Best Buy is not selling this game.
What?
Only GameStop, Target, and Amazon are selling this game. Because look, you can get it here, right? This is a collector's edition, all sold out, except for GameStop for the Xbox version. Here's the premium edition.
Are you sure you don't mean just the collector edition? And
No, because look up, look here. The
Best Buy that's not far from me literally closed up, so I don't see Best Buy selling shit right now.
The premium edition of the game is $110. The premium edition, GameStop's not even selling the premium edition at all. Only Amazon and Target are selling that one. Now, the game itself, here you go. This is a standard game for $70. Amazon, GameStop, Target. That's it. No Walmart, no Best Buy mentioned.
Of course not.
Walmart is not selling this Mortal Kombat game, and Walmart sells fucking everything.
That's what I was saying. That I assumed that they would have this for sale at Walmart.
Nope, Walmart's not selling it. Neither is Best Buy.
Maybe it's at a later date.
And I'm kind of surprised that Best Buy's not selling the game because they sold the movie. So that's it. What do you think of the statue, though? I think it looks really fucking cool with the 2 dragons coming out.
Yep, I like it.
Wrapped around his feet, and he's on the stand with the dragon logo. Everything looks really cool. So the confirmed characters so far for the game are, of course, Liu Kang, Raiden, the Great Kung Lao, Johnny Cage, Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Mileena, Katana, and Shang Tsung. Those are your 9 characters. 8 of them will be playable unless you pre-order the game.
I'll bet money, even if you don't pre-order the game, you could probably buy him later on. They'd never just keep him as a pre-order.
I don't think they did that with Shao Kahn for 11, though, actually. Truth be told.
So, a lot of times,
go on.
I was going to say, a lot of times they'll say that, and then they'll throw it in there after a little while.
So, go ahead. Continue. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Sorry. I was going to say, it's like WWE. You're like, oh, you buy this, and you can get the NWO. And then later on, you can go buy them separately anyways.
Well, Ghost, I just showed you literally what I just showed you guys. He says that Walmart and Best Buy will have the game, but like only the standard edition. But I just showed you guys it's not even being sold. You can't even pre-order it on their website, so I don't think they're going to carry this game. And Best Buy does do pre-orders online, and so does Walmart.
Yeah.
So there's no excuse as to why they can't, or as to why they're not, if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
TSS says the cameo characters we already have. We already have good idea what they are, and I will say if it is those characters, that's pretty cool. Ghost also says I don't see it being an in-depth choice. Oh, you read that already. So the leaked characters. This again, Kratos pulled this up. This is from Idle Sloth on Twitter. Leaked Amazon Italy accidentally leaked Combat Pack 1 roster for MK1. The 6 playable characters will be Quan Chi, Omni-Man, I have no idea who the fuck that is. Ermac, Peacemaker, I'm not too familiar with him.
That's basically John Cena. Basically John Cena.
Takeda, who is from MKX, he was an alright character. And Homelander. Now again, don't know who that is.
From The Boys. The Boys TV show.
Now, the cameo characters would include... Now, I don't agree with this because Johnny Cage is already on the base roster, so this is wrong. Tremor...
I think those are the probable skins. Different skins, possibly.
So you're saying maybe Ermac will have a Tremor skin? Is that what you're saying? And a Chameleon skin? So, Tremor, Johnny Cage, Chameleon, Movado, Farah, and Jean-Claude Van Damme skin. But the game said, they're going to be cameo characters, so wouldn't they be the guest characters? That's what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Tremor, Johnny Cage, and Chameleon, 3, and Movado, and technically Ferrator, if they're even going to bring that piece of shit back. These five right here are all Mortal Kombat characters. So why would
they did confirm in that collectible that the Jean-Claude Van Damme skin is legit.
Right.
For Johnny Cage though.
Right. So this is the only thing that's right is the skin. So if you omit Johnny Cage from this list because he's on the base roster, then you would have Tremor, Chameleon, Movado, and Ferrator. For Combat Pack 1 out of the 11 characters we're going to get. I would move down Omni-Man, Peacemaker, and Homelander to the cameo characters because then because I think the cameo characters are guest characters. I think they're going to be separate playable characters like how the horror characters were and the Alien and Predator characters were. Those are considered cameos. And guest characters.
And also Terminator and
RoboCop. And Sylvester Stallone as Rambo.
Mm-hmm.
And so honestly, I would move Tremor, Chameleon, and Movado and Ferrator. Now, actually, Ed Boon does not like Ferrator. He hated that character. So I don't even see this being legit at all. So what I would do is take Johnny Cage off of this cameo list, move Tremor up, Chameleon up, and Movado up to the Combat Pack list to join Quan Chi, Ermac, and Takeda. Because then those are your 6 Combat Pack Mortal Kombat characters. Then you have Omni-Man, Peacemaker, and Homelander in your cameo characters pack, along with the Van Damme skin and 2 other characters that have not been leaked, apparently.
Yep.
That's what I'm thinking.
All right.
That's what I'm thinking.
People were like, I remember when like Injustice 2 was about to announce their last DLC pack. People were actually freaking out over the possibility of a Mortal Kombat character in Injustice 2. It ended up being the Ninja Turtles. People were still happy. They went off that based on just a Sai, a picture of a Sai, which is Raphael and Melina's weapon of choice, being in a picture that Ed Boon shared.
Yeah.
About Injustice 2.
TSS says Omni-Man is the main character from the show Invincible. Never heard of it. and Homelander is part of the Amazon TV show The Boys. I've heard of The Boys, never watched it.
Neither have I. But I just know Homelander because he's got a lot of like. They've used clips of him in a whole bunch of like memes I've seen. GIFs.
We
That's all
are
I-
one like away from 10, guys. One more like is all I'm asking for.
Mhm.
I see 10.
I see 9 on my end. So I found this real quick, you guys. Do you want to go back to talking a little bit more about this hamburger?
Yeah, sure.
Because I
Let's go.
found a list of 14 things that you would rather eat than
Oh.
this $700 hamburger. Don't worry, it's a very short list. So we've already talked about the burger. I gotta reorient this so you guys can read it. I'm gonna after the show is over, I'm gonna include the links into the description, so that we can this way you guys can look at the links later and the trailers and stuff that we showed for yourself. So we already talked about the burger. So this says, be that as it may, in the year 2023, no burger safe for human consumption should cost $700. I think you should invest your hard-earned money at restaurants elsewhere, perhaps at some of the places below. Here's what you could eat with the $700 you aren't spending on the gold standard burger. You can buy one entirety of Banquet Menu B at China Gourmet in Northeast Philly, which serves 10 people. You can buy 58 turnip hoagies at Honeysuckle Provisions in West Philly. You can buy 87 pounds of sausage at Zur's Polish kielbasa in Port Richmond. 46 lunch platters at Octopus Falafel's truck in Central City.
It's pronounced falafel.
Falafel.
It's
Okay, falafel.
Yeah.
1 scoop of cookies and cream ice cream and $605 and a $605 tip at Curry's in Queen Village. $695 tip. I'm sorry.
At Cuzzies.
At Cuzzies. Koozies. I thought I said Koozies. 280 tamales at Tamales in South Philly. 14 months of Dream World Bakes dessert People's Club membership.
Oh, wow.
10 river prawns at Keala in Fishtown. 35 oxtail platters at Ron's Caribbean Cuisine in North Philly. 18 6-course meals at Marrakesh on South Street, inclusive of tax and tip. 57 roast pork sandwiches at John's Roast Pork in South Philly. 350 cups of water ice at Sadiq's in Cobbs Creek. 36 tiffin combos at Anna's South Indian Cuisine in University City. Or 234 smash burgers during DBG's happy hour in Central City.
Jesus Christ.
There you go, 14 things that you can buy for $700 that is not a $700 burger.
I love how they had one with the 1 scoop of ice cream and a $695 tip.
Yeah, right?
That's something like Mr. Beast would do.
Not to buy 1/5 of Casey's game collection.
Nah, I think you would have to pay more than that to get 1/5 of the collection.
Yeah, you probably have to pay about $2,000, to be honest.
Probably. But,
You could buy 1/8 of Casey's collection for $700.
and I had to choose which part of the collection that I can use.
If I were to spend $700 on anything, you better not give me that Mary Kate and Ashley game. Damn it!
Don't worry, but he sent me 2 copies of it already. You want one?
He won't.
I'll burn that shit in my fireplace. I mean it. I'll burn it.
Oh shit.
That's something like Mr. Beast does. He'll go to a ice cream shop, gets one ice cream scoop, and here's a giant tip. Like he's done where he went to McDonald's, and like, if I give you $100,000, would you quit your job? I'm like, fuck yeah! You could survive on that for like a while. Like, for me, I can probably survive on that for about 2 years. Maybe, give or take.
$100,000 with
Yeah.
my family, probably about 9 months. Probably about 9 months. Sorry.
That's quite a bit of money, though.
We got a lot of bills to pay over here in the good old St. Louis. Considering I gotta come up with $4,000 to fix my freaking BMW to begin with.
God
Oh,
damn.
God.
Well, guys, I said we would try to keep the show to 2 hours, so we're just under the 2-hour mark. So I think after we covered all 4 topics, you guys have anything else to speak on these topics before we wrap things up?
Nah.
The UK and Japan are a bunch of PlayStation, Sony dick riders. I'll say it one last time.
Please forward all of your hate mail to Mr. MK Kratos.
I'll take it and I'll delete it because I'll read it and then I'll laugh about it, then send it to the trash.
TSS says, nah, Casey, if I'm spending $700 on 1/8 of your collection, I'm choosing at least 3 on those shits. Don't be greedy now.
Well, I mean, don't think if you're gonna just take my NES collection for $700. There's,
What the hell? It's probably worth a lot
Steve
of money.
Callan, what's going on, guy? Glad you were here listening. You made yourself known at the very end of the show.
If anything, I would be shocked if your PlayStation collection included any Japanese games.
no. I mean, honestly, I don't have a PS1, so
I'm talking about PlayStation in general, games from Japan for PlayStation in general.
I have
that
a
were
ton.
exclusive to Japan only.
I do have a ton of Japanese games, but not for the PlayStation.
Uh-oh.
I got
Uh-oh.
a bunch. What?
When I think of Japanese games for anything outside of PlayStation, my mind goes whoop south.
Well, I got a lot of Sega Saturn games that are Japanese. I got a bunch of Famicom games that are Japanese. PC
I don't
Engine.
I mean by south when I said that.
What?
I don't think you know what I mean by my mind went south when I said
Yeah,
that.
I know what you're
I'd rather
talking
not say it
about.
I'd rather not say it on stream.
Yeah, we know.
You sick pervert.
Randy Viper's kind of games. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. Are you talking
Yeah.
about like hentai?
God damn it, Casey.
Speaking of which, there's one of those games that's apparently coming to Steam. I hear later this year.
There's already quite a few of them on Steam.
Well, this one's very notorious for having an actual anime made, having a 6-episode anime made on it.
I'm curious to know the name of this show. But anyways,
Well, it's the hentai essentially. It's a hentai anime.
most
Yeah,
Japanese exclusives from that time are usually RPGs. They pretty much are, yeah. Or visual novels.
and modern days is as well. I mean, God, how many times we watch Direct, and how many is pretty much RPGs, but they're really JRPGs.
That's
you know?
because that's what Japan likes. That's like their biggest genre, that and visual novels.
So, like, a lot of times when we watch Direct, it's like a good chunk of it. It's RPGs.
I played JRPGs on this channel. I play I've played Disgaea 5 on this channel. It didn't do great number-wise. I might do a Disgaea game again on this channel now that my channel's got some more subs. I don't know, maybe it'll do a little better. I could see. Disgaea 7 is actually coming out in September, October. Even though 6 just came out a year and a half ago. I'm surprised they're pushing another one so soon. I've played, quite a handful of RPG games on my YouTube channel, so it's not going to be the last JRPG. I always have a JRPG or two that I'm playing, so.
I'll be keeping an eye out for Dragon Age Dreadwolf next year because according to the quarterly earnings call for EA, they haven't announced, they haven't shown it. They said it's not going to be a part of their lineup for the quarter 3 or quarter 4 game listings for this fall and next year spring. It's not on that list, so I probably won't see that until potentially summer of next year.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I'm going to mute real quick, so only you... No one's going to hear this bit of a conversation. Okay, hold on one second. Okay, we're safe.
I don't even think. Hold on, I didn't think there was anything wrong what you said. So, just because you said
that one's very, very dark. It was on that top 10 list that Brandy Viper had on that top 10 hentai list.
Yeah, and I don't watch that stuff, but I am familiar with some, but like older ones from like 15 years ago. That's why I thought it was one of those, because that one is still extremely popular. The one I was thinking of is still extremely popular.
By the way, people, on the break kayfabe.
So they didn't hear me say that name.
On the break kayfabe, people, when we went mute, the Rose just kept on saying the N-word. I was like, you racist motherfucker.
You're funny as hell.
Yep, sure did. Yep, I'm a racist. You got it. Well, anyways, guys, let's wrap up this show. We're just under the 2-hour mark. Kratos, since you're the guest here, the guest of honor tonight, we'll start with you. Do you have anything you want to plug? Anything to shout out?
Well, hopefully next year they come out with Dragon Age Dreadwolf, because I'll be all over that shit like a pig. Like I'll be all over that game like a pig in shit. Because I played all 3 Dragon Age games previously, and their DLCs included, so I know what to expect from this freaking game series. And if I don't get a happy ending, if the game doesn't end the way I'm expecting it to, or start off the way I expect it to, with like a massive blow to the Inquisition that's already been taken from Trespasser, followed up on from like Solus, who was the spoiler Dread Wolf of the entire story, and the main villain of the whole story to begin with, according to Inquisition. If it doesn't start off with a bang and ends if it ends on another cliffhanger, I'm gonna be pissed. Start off with a bang, end properly, end the story. You've gotten 4 games now.
All right, Casey, what do you got to show off and shout out? And Tex isn't here and Joe's not here, so you don't get 2 shout outs this week, motherfucker.
Well,
neither is Raider, so you don't get 3 shout outs this week.
By the way, Tex and Joe are no longer on the show. Tex is taking some time off, because he's extremely busy. I assume he's only has time for Frank's show.
Right.
But it's understandable. But Compton decided to quit for the 3rd time.
Really? Not surprised.
Yeah. But I like to just fuck with him with that. But
I hope that doesn't have anything to do with the joke that we said 2 weeks ago.
No.
Even though I muted it.
No, it's nothing about that. he moved on past that. Oh, so while I played, I brought up a canceled Sega 32X game today. It's the X-Men Mind Games I released today, and I'm doing Zelda Tears of the Kingdom as well. I'll
Casey's
have
done at
that.
least 2 videos of that, I believe.
I got no, I think I got 3 out, and I'm working on the 4th one, and then I'll do more. And then I'm just doing a bunch of Sega CD 32X games, and I'm gonna do other things.
You streamed a little bit of God of War Ragnarok earlier, I saw.
Yeah, it was fun. I'll definitely continue with that as well. Like when I'm just doing nothing, I'll just do stream of that for a while. So, figured give that a try for a while.
All right. Anything else?
Nope, that's pretty much it. Oh, we got Wednesday Nitro, and Friday is Raw. So,
With apparently half a cast.
that's fine. I mean, well, Tex will come in every once in a while, or
I'm surprised you're not going to cover the pay-per-view on Saturday after it's over. And maybe AEW.
I think we're gonna do that. I mean, because AEW, I would love to watch it, but after what Bleach Report did last time to me, unless they do it like previously, they had it where you can order it through like the console, so it'd be like super easy. No, you had to go to the fucking Bleacher Report, and if their servers are down or you have an issue, it's not gonna have it. So, but we probably most likely will do a post show of Night of Champions.
I mean, if you really want to, Casey, I could send you the link I use to watch AEW pay-per-views, and you can watch it that way if you really want to. It's not the best quality, but it's watchable.
I'll think about it.
I have a website that I like to keep like personal.
So
A buddy of mine sent it my way that I can watch. Yeah, I'd rather not spoil that. I'd rather not expose the website because it shows me like
I'd be careful with those things because I've been hit on before.
I've never had a problem, but yeah, I mean, I don't use them often, so. By the way, the Rose, you're doing PlayStation Showcase Wednesday. Yes, I am. If either way, I'm gonna do it. Either way, I'm gonna do it. But knowing that I pretty much go out with the woman, pretty much on a daily basis during the day, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it live. Which means I'm gonna have to do it if Casey's available Wednesday night and I'm actually available before he does his show after AEW Wednesday night. Maybe we can do it together on Wednesday, because it's gonna be over an hour long, so it's gonna be a showcase.
Yeah,
I'll show up for that too.
So
Keep me posted.
yeah, if I get around to doing it, it all depends on if I'm out on Wednesday, and if I am, how late I'll be out on Wednesday. Usually when we go out during the week, we're out from the middle of the day until like fucking 11 at night, midnight sometimes and shit. Like there's always things that she likes to go out and do, and I help take care of her and the kids. So
I recently got a new job, so my hours are like I have set number of hours this time for like a full-time schedule now. And Wednesdays I'm usually off before like 5 o'clock Central.
But since TSS brought me up, I did 2 streams of the Street Fighter 6 open beta. Was only online matches. That was available to us to play. I had fun, but it was very laggy. The online server was not very stable. I got kicked back to the main menu a few times. Now, of course, this is a beta, so it's not going to be perfect, but It is what it is. We had 8. It was either 8 or 10 playable characters to choose from out of the roster. So we had a decent sized roster for a beta to play with. You know, we had Ryu, Ken, Jory, Chun-Li as returning characters, and Guile, of course. And then we had like 3 or 4 new characters that are in the game that were part of the beta roster as well. So you can check those streams out whenever you want. I did one earlier today, a few hours before LTS actually. And I did one on Friday night. The beta only lasted for the weekend, so it is over now. Street Fighter 6 releases on June 2nd, so I have the collector's edition of that as well pre-ordered, so I will be picking that up and doing some streams and a Let's Play series on that, as well as the unboxing video of the collector's edition when I pick it up. I'm also doing Mega Man Battle Network. I'm working my way through that series as well. More content on that coming out, as well as Gran Turismo 7 and stuff. So, yeah, so it's hard for me to have a schedule. It really is. So I'm trying my best. Now, she's leaving to go on a trip to Canada next week. So on May 30th, she is leaving in the morning, and I don't know when she's going to be back. She's going to my cousin's wedding because she's the maid of honor, but yet I wasn't invited, so go figure. I don't know what the fuck that's about, but
Damn.
well, I mean, I haven't seen her in like 21 years either, but the fact is she's my cousin's best friend, and I wasn't invited, so at least not right now. She's doing like the wedding, the marriage license thing, because she's not a Canadian citizen, my cousin. So she's got to get married before the middle of August, or she's getting deported. So, and apparently because she's not a citizen, she needs a witness to this marriage at the courthouse. So she's got to sign paperwork and stuff, that she witnessed it, and she's helping my cousin become a Canadian citizen. So that's why she's going out there, but I don't know when that wedding is. And she's also going out there for her birthday too, which I was planning something for her since March, which my cousin went and fucking flushed down the toilet on me, which doesn't sit too well with me, but it is what it is, I suppose. I'm hoping she'll be back sooner than later, so the next episode of Less Than Serious will be on June 4th. It will be on time because she will not be here. She will be in Canada at that time. So I will be here. At least the next 2, possibly 3 episodes of Less Than Serious will actually start on time. Amazing, isn't it? So with that being said, I want to say thanks for everybody. Thanks everyone for watching. Follow Drew on the Derailed Gaming channel. He's played Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. He has finished the game already in a week, which I pretty much knew he would. Check out the Derailed Patreon as well for $1 a month to get nearly 300 episodes of podcasting material, and all of the other Patreon content we've put up over the years. Follow me right here on Twitch, and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're not already. Greatly appreciate it. I'm on Rumble too as a backup should YouTube ever fucking burn down in a fucking blaze of glory. I'm also on Rumble. Everything there is in the description box that you'll need. The only thing is, though, I did not put the podcast, the Spotify podcast of Less Than Serious, the audio version, on Spotify. I did not put that link in the last description. I forgot it, so I will put it in this one, starting with this episode later tonight with the other links I got to include. But yes, Less Than Serious, this version of it, from the relaunch on Halloween night till now, is on Spotify. I have already put up 3 episodes. So up to the Thanksgiving episode. We'll put up another one tomorrow. Episode 59 will go up tomorrow. We'll be putting up another episode of this series on Spotify every few days until we reach the current episode, which this was episode 68. And once we reach the current episode on Spotify, it will go up every 2 weeks, the day after it is live on YouTube. So you can listen to it in audio form. If you miss it on YouTube and you're like driving or you're at work or you're doing something and you just want to listen to something and you can't sit down and watch something. Now I do have to tell you that the Spotify version podcasts are only allowed 3 hours maximum. So some podcasts will have to be split into 2 parts for the audio version. In which case, if I have to split one into 2 parts, which I've already had to do once, and it won't be the last time, I will split them up and I will upload both parts back to back on the same day. This way you can still listen to the entire podcast. Also, with that being said, follow me on Twitter. So you know when I go live and upload a video. Follow Casey's Raw on Twitter as well. He posts his links when he uploads videos and stuff, and when he goes live, or whatever he does. And so hit the like button on this stream. If you like this tonight's episode, even though we were late, we were almost 2 hours late. But I tried to be on time. It almost happened, but not quite. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. For Kratos, for Casey's Raw, my name is The Rose. Thanks for being here tonight, even though we were late. And until next time, have a good night, everybody. And we'll catch your ass down the road.